So, got another one for you. Yeah, I got another one for you. So this duel right here, I'm pretty sure of this one right here. In fact, let's go over all these. Let's go over all these. First, we're gonna look at this opposition stack. I thought for sure I was gonna lose this one. This one, I believe. Did I win this one, or did they like? I believe all of these had like the same conclusion. But it's like, this one, I'm pretty sure I was about to lose. This guy was, yeah, but this one right here, I just got out of the duel of. So this person's playing Runic. They also are clearly one of those mother scratchers who seem to be on that special kind of side, which called annoying as shit, using DD Dynamite. But Thanos, I've played versus before. I'm pretty sure 100%. I'm pretty sure. Either way it goes, so the main topic of discussion is this duelist. Not really these, but some of these were some really good duels. Like these two, I believe, are just good duels. This one, individual playing Runic and Alt F4. I mean, basically. Play replay. Let's watch the replay. So this duel, as you saw, the opposition had a Slifer in their deck, which I 100% thought. I mean, you see that I won the duel, obviously, but I 100% thought that I was going to lose that one. So, we'll see. Why did I come to this conclusion? So the opposition opened with Numeron, and I'm going like, are they going to Link Summon? And then they played the Field Spell. I was not expecting to see Slifer at all. So to me, it's like, oh, okay. Now this is where I got wrong. I forgot Slifer's effect only triggers if the monster is in attack mode. So me summoning in attack mode like a dork was a bad thing. And I did this repeatedly. Like I messed up so heavily. Like I could have avoided this mess up that I had. Now, Ash Blossom has 0 attack, so Ash Blossom's attack doesn't get lowered, which means technically bypasses Slifer's effect. I forgot about that entirely. Link Monsters obviously does not bypass Slifer's effect, which means that was a stupid move on my part. And then here's another stupid move, summon again in attack mode, which I should have played in defense, but I didn't. So there's Slifer going all boop with my card. So I basically go like, well, I can't do anything. Now, I did set up my hand is relatively set up with ritual cards, but my opposition basically flexed and left. Is how I look at it. Like, in my graveyard, you know, having Draitrons already in the graveyard, but having 3 ritual cards, I could do some work. I could do some work in here. You know, I can bring back Alpha, no big deal, because he'll be in defense mode when he uses the effect. I could use Gamma. Gamma, I'll just summon. Whoever I use Gamma would basically go in defense mode. So basically what I would do is start with Gamma as the first card and then play Alpha last. Just so I could trigger Alpha anyways. But use Gamma so I could go into the Exceed summon, but have that in defense mode, obviously. And then have a card going into the graveyard being my ritual spell card, pretty much. And then special summon in defense mode my Draitron, which on next turn would be able to, because since it's only the defense that gets destroyed, I mean the attack gets destroyed, not the defense, so I could have went around the entire exclusion. The problem would have then became, okay, so what the fuck do I do versus Slifer? Like, how do I kill Slifer? Because if I can't kill Slifer using my Draitron's effect, then I would have been screwed. But they surrendered anyway, so it's one of those, I guess, scenarios. Again, let's look at their deck. I like this deck. It has more than one avenue for winning. So like, if they went second, they could have just Numeron stumped me. Yeah, I like the cards that they have in their extra deck. Never see this. They have pretty much a nice, like, this is an updated God card deck, really. Like, you're going to summon Numeron, so why not, you know, if you go first, why not end the board with a God card, right? And then, if your enemy has a, you know, board of cards or whatever, why don't you just summon Wing Juggernaut next turn? Like, this deck is so good. I mean, I don't agree with Numeron at all, but I think this deck is so good. Like, there's no way around how good this deck is, really. Like, you can't be like, oh, this deck is garbage, it's lame. It's pretty goddamn good for, like, for an individual who doesn't play meta decks in the first place. Even though I do play Draitron, I don't play meta Draitron, which is with the fucking Ava loop. But whatever. Either or, let's go to the next deck. This opposition played Blue Eyes. Alright, let's look at what happens. Okay, so we drew basically bricks, both parties. I have nothing but hand traps, literally, and cards that I can only use reactively. Chaos Valkyrie is good, but I can't summon her, which is also why she's in this deck, because she uses she's a non-normal summon set thing, so I can bypass, yada yada yada. Basically, she's an excuse I can use with Draitron. She's an easy excuse. A lot of other cards I can't play with Draitron. Not like special summon or whatever. Gizmek. I think this is the one. Yeah, I think this is the one where I also made a mistake. This is also the one where I made a mistake. I'll show you what the mistake is. Alright, so obviously the enemy, bunch of bricks as well. I can't use my hand because my hand revolves around. Oh look! Draitron card. Jack in the hand, and perfect timing, Called by the Grave. Now originally I was going to use Called by the Grave on Blue Eyes, but I'm glad they had Maxi. It gave me an actual target to use it on. And since I already wiped Nobleman off the field, I didn't have to worry about that. Most people only have what seems to be like one Nobleman, and then probably one of every other hand trap if they're running Nobleman. I don't play Nobleman. I don't think I even own the damn thing. I refuse. Like, if I draw it, I draw it, but I mean, if I pull it, I pull it, whatever, but it's not one of those things I'm going for. I'm not going to go out my way to build it. And then they played Call by the Grave. I thought they was going to call by my Cyber Dragon Benton, which would have been excellent, but instead they killed Zeta, which I was like, Nanyoto! What the? Whatever. So they did that. Benton still triggered. Obviously good. My fairy in the hand. We'll go ahead for the Herald. And this is where my mistake starts showing up. Okay, mistake is here. I should have sacrificed Alpha, but instead I got rid of my big dude who I needed, and I could have had him on the field. I fucked up. Now here's how I would have got him on the field. Going to Geomathematic Final Sigma Male. Sigma Male. He's here. The Sigma Male. And then with the Sigma Male on the field, I could have summoned Skystag right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. I could have summoned Skystag. Instead, I didn't. So this, base attacks. I was just gonna go to an attack. Now, if I had Skystag on the field, I would have did some damage. But I didn't. They targeted final Sigma male. I didn't care. You can only die by battle, basically. I can't. Like, unless you're going to negate me, you're like, good luck. And then I go into my Charmer for whatever reason. And basically I had Charmer on there. So I grab one of their Blue Eyes next turn if Charmer stayed on the field. So the idea was to grab one of their Blue Eyes. I didn't have anything else on the field, obviously, aside from my, what the hell is it? A hand trap on the field, so, you know, just in case they use Harpy's Feather Duster, maybe they want to use Lightning Storm, whatever, so I could get that free special summon. Granted, I already had one in my hand, which is why I even summoned it as a bait. Like, if they use it then, they won't use it when I actually have a card face down that I need, aka, like, Call by the Grave. I kind of need that. But, like, if they use Harpy's Feather Duster before Max C, then I would have triggered Call by the Grave on Blue Eyes, they would have used Max C, and then I would have been like, well, whatever. Like, there wouldn't have been anything else I could have did with that. And then they would have had, like, a whole handful of cards. So I made my mistake, which was I got rid of Alpha. I mean, I got rid of Gizmek, Shining Sky Stag. Look at him. Brilliant. Now, this card I specifically use because I summon cards in the extra monster zone, and I do this quite often. He's in the deck, and so is the level 10 version, Gizmek. The other ones I don't put in the deck because it causes it to be too cluttered. Orochi sends too many cards to the grave. It banishes too many cards, and I can't do anything with them, so yada yada yada. Yeah. Let's look at the opposition deck one more time. Alright, so they're playing Blue Eyes, as we already saw. Look at that. Really shiny card. Shiny. They had Exceeds, obviously, and since they had Dragon Maids, they had Dragon Maids. Now, they're only playing 2 different Dragon Maids plus... Oh, no, they got these 2 as well. Okay, cool. So they got a good assortment of cards, I guess. Like, I called it Blue Eyes, but in reality, it's like they had 2 Blue Eyes cards, and one was a duplicate. Everything else was just... It's a Dragon game deck. Can't really say Dragon Link. More like it's probably whatever they could have mustered together. And this person clearly plays the Numeron Dragon, so they're garbage. What? Nothing. Like, the Numeron Dragon aside, and this garbage. Everything else is relatively solid. Oh, and Harbinger is also garbage. And the reason why I say garbage is because it's in every deck. Sure, Zeus is in every deck, but this shit is annoying. Like, what the fuck do you do against it? So, like, Zeus is like, oh, okay, well, you can still do something about Zeus, relatively speaking. Either way it goes, they had a pretty good deck. I like the fluctuation of cards. So, let's say you ban light monsters or whatever with some sort of field spell, whatever. They have other dragons that can use instead. Let's say you're playing against a wind monster deck, whatever. They have wind monsters they can use. You know, they got a couple of hand traps to get rid of the basic hand traps. Max C, they had the Nobleman Designator, so they got the Crossout Designator, Nobleman Crossout. So they could use various other hand trappy cards. They don't have Lightning Strike, so obviously they can't use it with Designator. So you got Impermanence, Call by the Grave, you know, your 2 usual hand traps, and then your 2 usual spell trap hand traps. So yeah, not bad. I like this deck a lot. They play a lot of 3-Ls, so clearly, you know, they're trying to get the most out of their deck. This is the only 1-of? Really? Wow, interesting. So I got 2 Blue Eyes equal 2/2. That's not too bad, I guess, but these are also the only Blue Eyes in the entire fucking deck. Are those 2. Everything else has nothing to do with Blue Eyes. This is basically a card that people say is Blue Eyes card, but because it's played with it, but let's face it, all it is fucking Dragon, really. That's all it fucking is. Not bad. not much for me to like quote give a fuck about, but let's face it, it's a pretty solid deck. Huh? Anywho, and now the main attraction. Well, at least what I consider the main attraction. Let's look at the opposition's deck. Runic. I hate Runics! Alright. Now this duelist, I'm pretty sure I fought before. Like last month or some shit. Same goes with Justin Art. I fought Justin Art. How long ago? Is it in here? Or is it just, it was a longer time? Okay, cause I'm pretty sure I've seen their name before too. But let's look at this. Now the reason why I have this on YouTube is because I can't save it without deleting my other duels, which I'm pretty much going to do. But let's see what they got. Let me show you what happens. Now this wasn't one of those duels where like, oh, the opposition was going to beat me. They could have, but thankfully, on my hand, I actually drew cards that I could use. Now, I should have played Artifact as soon as I saw this on the field. But told me, like, as soon as I saw the first fucking Runic card, like, nope, immediately respond. Immediately. Do not allow this shit to go. I mean, granted, it's gonna go regardless. But don't allow it to continue. Like, don't let yourself get banished if you can help it. Because they like to trigger their shit on your turn. And now I tried to use Lightning Storm, which I forgot that their fusion gets defends their face down cards, which is so fucking annoying. I hate Runics. Why do I hate Runics? Same reason why I hate Ava and Ultimate in this combo. It's one of those recycling craps. It's like, oh, let's use the inventory engine. That's not, it's garbage. Why? Because you're cycling back to the same, what the fuck? DPE. Oh, let's just cycle the card. Now, DPE, I can stand if it's in a hero deck, but majority of the time people weren't using it in heroes. Either way it goes, let's talk about what's going on here. I summoned my Exceed Summon, you know. Let's look at my graveyard if I can. Where's my... Okay, I'll go ahead and send the card to the graveyard, which is Quadrantrids. And then I want to use Thousand Eye Restrict because I want to get rid of their fusion monster and take it. They say no, they're going to get rid of their own fusion monster and they're going to negate me, which I don't give a flying fudge about. So, I go straight into Quadrantrids. Alright, now they negated Thousand Eyes, which no big deal. I attack, okay, cool. And then I go and attack with Quadrantrids. They negate and destroy me. They destroy Kagebunchi no Jutsu. Quadrantrids summon his two that came before him, you know. And then let's keep going. Kagebunchi no Jutsu die, boy. Going to my Exceed page. Summon one more time. One more again. Go ahead. Draitron it up again. Quadrantrids back to the field. You ain't getting rid of him that easily. He was coming back. And then use Zeus it up. Like, why would I summon, like, there we go. Now I have a card, a Zeus that can actually use his effect. The other night I was going to summon Zeus in the middle, but couldn't. I didn't want to because it was like, oh, then he only have one card and it wouldn't flow right. I thought of using Zeus right then and there. They used Soul Release, which was like, oh shit. So the good thing is I didn't use Zeus anytime sooner than that, and then they used the Runic, which was perfect timing because then they couldn't really do shit if I wiped the board. Like, what are you going to do if I wipe the board? Get rid of one card? Woo, that's better than getting rid of, I don't know, 4, 3, some shit. And then obviously my turn, and then I go into attack mode. First I use Terminal World because I'm saying fuck this. And then limited removal. What did they do? Surrender. Instantaneous. Like, no, I don't want to take the... You could have surrendered earlier. You saw that this was 100% you about to get clapped. not know, oh, okay, you're going to survive this. You are not surviving this. I wanted to make sure this Mother Scratcher did not survive it. Also, I played, let me explain this because to some it's like pointless. Terminal World, even though there's no real reason for me to play this, I played it mainly so that they can have it as a target to destroy. So if they destroy Terminal World instead of destroying Zeus, then Zeus gets a card under him, which benefits me. Anywho, let's look at their deck again. They were playing Runics with some relatively explosive, annoying shits. I'm glad I play Artifacts Life because, dear God. Oh, wait, I gotta fuck. Let me see.